Thanks everyone for joining us for today's General Session 3 in the Digital Solutions track. Our topic is presenting home experiences digitally. Let's talk about what the purpose is: to highlight tools and tactics for promoting lifestyle and experiential features. So there are a lot of things that we promote about homes that are more design-centric, visual, fashion sort of selections, but we also have to promote other features that don't necessarily fall under that rubric, and this is about how we could do that in interesting ways, leveraging digital, okay? And our presenters for today are Anya. Mike Moore is not here in person, but I'm gonna roll the tape on a couple of segments from an interview that I did with him. Mike is really kind of the spiritual godfather for housing transformation. He's one of the spiritual godfathers, really. Been preaching a lot of the concepts, finished homes, the personalization on a schedule, new versus used for 20 plus years. He's had family health issues, and now he's got a torn meniscus, so he could not be here in person, but I'm going to give him some airplay videographically. Melissa's here down at the end of the table, and Cody, I'm going to ask you each to just introduce yourself, your company, the 60-second version.
Perfect.
Go, Cody.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Cody Smith. I am the president and co-founder of Novi Home. Novi Home is an app-based solution to show your digital assets to buyers. It also bridges the communication between your buyer and sales team / builder team. Background, we created a similar company in medical space about 15 years ago, actually longer than that. And really our expertise and what we bring to the table is buyer experience / patient experience from the medical industry. So that's what we understand. We understand how to show your digital assets in front of a buyer and have that engagement flow.
Very cool. Interesting. Anya, so you stepped in for me as the anchor this morning. Thank you so much, but a little introduction in case we've got some new people here.
Hi, I'm Anya Chrysanthon. I'm a Chief Brand Officer at Inugo. At Inugo, we believe that buying a new home should be fun and easy. And so we do that by providing great visualization, so anything from renderings to 3D virtual tours to interactive design tools, and all the way to buy now, so you can transact online. And of course, we back it up by giving you all the analytics on the back end, so you can see individual journey for each customer. You can see exactly what they're doing online, so you can engage them. And also you can accumulate aggregate data, so you can see trends and stay on top of that.
Very cool. Melissa Mormon.
All right, so I'm Melissa. I'm one of the co-founders of BDX, which was a startup 22 years ago. And we do a lot of different things, but mainly focusing on driving leads and connections for our builders, as well as kind of personalized experience through products like Envision and our VR tours and visualizers and all of the amazing graphics. And my role is Chief Experience Officer.
Very good. So the flow, again, I'm going to do a couple of excerpts from Mike that I think I'll comment on or just let stand for themselves, and then it's going to be a lot of show and tell, right, of how are we doing these experiential and lifestyle benefits. Cody's going to go first, Anya next, and then Melissa, and then maybe we'll have time for Q&A. You never know.
Most of this changes with a mindset shift. So if we think of home ownership and lifestyle and living experience and an experience economy, what can we put in our digital design center, our sales centers that is promoting the lifestyle and living experience that we're going to present? Doesn't have to be the fashionable selections. There are many lifestyle selections. Started back in the day with security systems, but now we've got all this technology and all these other features we've discussed, health and wellness and energy efficiency. All of that needs to be promoted and presented, starting in the Digital Design Center at a pre-sale, educational, and then all the way through the process.
Very good. Go ahead and roll the second one, please.
For all of the things that we have that aren't the fashionable selections, aren't the features, but they impact our lifestyle. There should still be video, short video clips, virtualization, lists and features. And again, making them stand alone as features in a new versus used home. These are things that are going to improve your lifestyle. So using all of the available technology, virtual video, storytelling, storyboards, all of that needs to be on your website and in your digital design center.
Some of the keys that I heard was it's got to start pre-sale.
Yep.
So it needs to be, embedded in that early messaging and on the websites, and that's educational. It needs to be present in the sales center, in the digital design center, and then I think you're getting more in depth on that. And there needs to be a physical component to some of this as well. I think a lot of our challenge moving forward is how do we blend digital with virtual with real and make it all cohesive and compelling and build upon each other. So, but good basic advice from Mike. And I did want to get his voice into this room for sure. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, and we're going to get that Moneyball slide going.
I know, we've
All right,
seen it
let's
4
go.
times. Absolutely. Let's see if it works. It didn't convert great, but I will, I'll read it out for you. It says there isn't, well, first of all, we got any baseball fans out there? Any Brad Pitt fans? If there's any women, they're all raising their hand.
That movie.
Moneyball, for those of you that aren't baseball fans, if you haven't seen the movie, it's a fantastic movie. Brad Pitt plays Billy Beane. It is about the 2002 Oakland Athletics, and Billy Beane hired an assistant general manager by the name of Peter Brand, who's played by Jonah Hill. And Peter Brand was a super metric genius. And basically what he did is he went in and started to analyze baseball like it's never been analyzed before, where they were looking at the amount of pitches that were being pitched. They were looking at who walks, guys get on base. He really changed the game. During the middle of the season, they traded Jason Giambi, who was an all-star, and brought in a no-name catcher that they put at first base. It's a fantastic movie. But the reason why this slide is up there, and you can't see the quote, but I'll read it. It says, there is an epidemic failure within the game to understand what is really happening. Novi Home, we work with over 120 builders across the U.S., a number of top 100. Paul Hansen's here. We work with a number of EPCON franchises. There is an epidemic failure within the builder industry to understand what is really happening with their buyers. And that's how we see it. And this is kind of what we talk about with our builders. Home buyer engagement plus the home builder / sales team / marketing equals your HBX. Your HBX is what we call the home buyer experience, right? And you have to control that buyer side of the equation. Now, Anya and Melissa are going to talk to you about different digital assets that you can give to your buyers, that you can sell the dream, right? But the real question is, the game is changing. And not just because I'm in technology, the game is changing because your buyer is changing. Your buyers are millennials. Your buyers are on Snapchat, TikTok. They're consuming YouTube videos, right? And so the question is, how are you using technology to sell the dream? And what platform, right? Every single builder in here, the equation is going to be different based on your buyers. If you're a 55 plus community, that's going to be different than a production builder at the home price of, or starting price of $300,000, right? So really we look at tools for engagement. One of the easy ones that not a lot of builders are using is photos and videos. Super simple, right? Are you delivering photos, both pre-sale and post-sale, along with videos? Virtual tours. There are so many cool things with the virtual tours and the interactive floor plans. Such an experience that you can create for the buyers. Community maps, build to buy. You're here at the tech conference. So many different technologies that you can use to engage your buyers. but how are you selling the experience? And this is what we should be asking ourselves, and this is what we work with our builders. Obviously, Novi Home, personalized builder app, right? That's where we live, and that's the effectiveness, and that's something that we see very valuable. There's always also buyer portals within the website. Email, if you're using email right now, it's okay, but let's open up, right? Get out of that box. Websites, right? Ton of information and the ability to have interactive features within your website, and then obviously text and SMS messaging. So the question is, are you controlling your side of the equation? Are you controlling what your buyer is seeing and the tools and the digital assets that you're presenting to them? A lot of ways to communicate. Obviously, email.
We needed another table for lunch.
I know.
Sorry.
Who doesn't have a
Noisy
seat?
table.
But
Table
people are
is
hungry.
coming.
We don't want people storming the table, our table, because they're hungry, so.
Communication tools. Email's okay. If you're using email, I would encourage you to look at other options. Email is very hard to track. It is okay, but it's not the best. Text messaging is very good, but as a builder, it's hard to track that if you do not own that that sales agent's cell phone, right? In-app chat, that's a feature that we have. We love that. Very similar to Messenger or Instagram DMs. And then obviously your phone. A lot of ways to communicate, but you've got to own that process with your buyers as you're communicating the digital assets and the tools that you've invested in to sell your homes. The one thing that we ask all of our builders, how are you delivering a personalized experience? And how are you personalizing all these really cool renderings and virtual tours and the website you spent tens of thousands of dollars on? How are you making that personal for your buyer so that they are emotionally attached to the purchase of that home? And then, are we using the available digital assets to engage buyers? This one really bugs me. So many times we work with builders that have invested tens of thousands of dollars in virtual tours or some type of interactive plat map, and then they are not getting that in front of their buyer. So great, you've now invested, you have that tool. How are you getting that in front of your buyer? And I think that's something that all builders, and as we work with our builders, we're asking them and figuring out how to get that in front of them. I'll kind of end with this. This is the easiest one and probably the most cost effective. Are you using videos/photos to update your buyers? Your buyers are on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, any other social media platform. There's a new one that my kids use called Be Real. I've now got to go figure out what the heck that thing is, right? But you've got to use photos and videos to update your buyers. And I'll give you a real easy one. This is one of our partners. This is a 25-second update.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Clark. My name is Joel. I'm one of the area construction managers with Davidson Homes. I just wanted to give you a quick update on your home. So we have passed all of our rough inspections. We just passed our pre-installation this morning. The next step is to insulate the home, and then after that, we'll be rolling right into the drywall and starting to put the inside of the house together.
Have a good day, guys.
Yep, killer. For the buyer, that's a great experience. That videos can be used post-close or pre-sale, especially if you're a production builder and you have inventory. So.
All righty. Thank you, Cody.